Hello anyone and everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is April. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my favorite books of 2021. It's extremely hard to narrow them down. I think I did about 5 as like my top 5 favorite, and then I have a couple runner-ups. Being that I only read 50 books last year, I just didn't feel like doing more than 5. I just don't feel like that is a top if you're doing more than 5. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I do have a couple runners up that I want to talk about that I really enjoyed and I really liked. Just I liked something more. Those would be Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Absolutely loved this book. This was a wonderful book. It was so addictive, so addictive. It follows 2 sisters and they get themselves involved in this carnival-like game, and it's really fast-paced. It's got you on your toes through the whole story. Scarlett, her character, is the main point of view that you follow through this book, and she's trying to search for her sister, who is kind of what the game is centered around. She was kidnapped. She's got to find her. Is it a game? Is it not a game? Who knows? So you gotta read the book to find out. It is a trilogy, and I read the next 2. Did I read them in December? I did actually read them in December. I read Legendary and Finale, and I loved those too, but out of the trilogy, this is my favorite book. And then the other book that I have as a runner-up is going to be Fangirl. Absolutely loved this book. It was such a good surprise when I picked it up. I think it's like a contemporary romance-esque, but it's like YA, and it's really sweet. It's really sweet. I loved it. It was such a feel-good book. I was really surprised by it. I picked it up because it's supposed to be like about a main character who writes fan fiction that's very reminiscent of Harry Potter. I absolutely loved Harry Potter world, so I was I was very intrigued by it, and when I started reading it, I was in love. I loved the character. It follows a main girl named Kath, and she has a twin sister named Ren, and they just start their first year in college as freshmen, and it's just their experience. They have things going on with their dad, and they have stuff going on with their relationship to each other, and how one is very introvert, one is very extrovert, and how they just deal with the people in college, how they deal with their roommates, and all that kind of stuff. I really loved it. It was such a good story, and I would recommend it to anyone just looking for a good, feel-good, easy read. Okay, the first book I'm going to mention is going to be Finley Donovan is Killing It. Absolutely love this book. This is a mystery, and it is about a mother who is recently divorced. She has 2 young children that she's kind of vying out for custody on. She has a lot of debt. She's kind of in financial straits, like she's just having a hard time. She's a struggling author, and she kind of gets herself wrapped up into murder mystery, kind of this funny scenarios, and just, it's so good. With her babysitter ends up helping her, and you guys, this is such a good book. I don't want to read too much into it. I mean, if you need to know more, just read the synopsis, but it is a 5-star read. I listened to it on audio with my bestie as a buddy read, and we both loved it so much. I already pre-ordered the next book, and I think that comes out, I want to say, in February, so super excited for that. Absolutely love the story so much. The next one that I have as my top, like the second book in my top 5, is going to be They Never Learn by Elaine Fargo. This is a thriller. It follows 2 points of view: a young girl just starting out in college, and then also a college professor who is a female serial killer. And she picks men that have either hurt other women or abusive, manipulative, harmful, whatever to women, and she kills them. And I love her so much. Oh, Scarlett, I love her so much. So highly recommend this. I also listened to this one on audio. I really want to get the physical copy. I actually sent the physical copy to one of my close friends as a birthday gift because I wanted her to read it so bad. And my bestie read also this one with me, and we both were in love. So highly recommend this book. Definitely one of my top 5s of 2021. Another book that's one of my favorites, it was actually a big surprise to me. I ordered the box on Owlcrate. It was an Owlcrate Junior box. I picked it because it's like a November 2020. They were having a sale, and if you bought a pass box, you know, it was cheaper, and they had stuff in it that I was really, really interested in. So when the book came and I looked it over, I actually started reading it the day it came in just because I was curious. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I was hooked and I couldn't stop reading it. It was so stinking cute. It's Cinders and Sparrows. This is going to be by Stefan Bachman. Absolutely loved this book. Love, 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 love. It's so cute, so sweet. You're following the main character, Zita. She is an orphan, and I don't know why I said orphan. She's an orphan. And I can't remember how old she was. I think around 11, I want to say, or 12. I'm not 100% sure on her age. She's young. And she gets a letter from a lawyer saying that she's inherited a castle. The castle that she's inherited is owned by a family of witches that are a very powerful family of witches. And she comes to find that she, being a relation to them, also in turn has magic, and she is a witch, and she has to learn to use her magical abilities as well as solve the mystery of what happened to the family and about the castle. And there's ghosts and so much whimsy and just so much like found family, and just it's beautiful. The writing was so fun. It's so well done. It's so descriptive. It's very the atmosphere is very, not so much spooky, but very dark, and yet at the same time so comfortable, and I just loved it. It's like rickety stairs and creaky doors and secret passageways, and you know, you could just picture that the forest surrounding the castle is full of like dead branches, and you know, it's so good, and I really loved this book, and I highly recommend it. And it was such a surprise to me, and I'm so happy that I read it, and I will definitely plan on rereading it in the spooky time this year because it's perfect for that. So next book is an adult fantasy that I absolutely loved, and that's Empire of a Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Absolutely love this book. Oh my god, the main character, Gabriel is my heart. He is such a badass. He's cocky, he's an ass, he's smart, he's extremely loyal, very protective. There's multiple different timelines, so the story bounces multiple different timelines. It starts out with him. He's been captured by vampires. He is a vampire hunter. He's been captured by vampires, and he's telling his story to a vampire who's recording it down. And so he bounces around to his life leading up to that moment where he's being interrogated. And it's gonna be a series. Like, I'm pretty sure there's multiple books coming out. And it's so good. It is so action-packed, so fast-paced, but at the same time, the world building is just so descriptive and immersing, and you're just following his life as he's becoming the man that he ends up being, which in the beginning, he's a different man than what he becomes. He comes across some pretty horrific events, and they change his viewpoints. And he starts out as very religious, very loyal to the church. And then his loyalties change. Yet at the same time, he's always deep down a good person. And I absolutely loved him. And my heart goes to him so many times in this book. And I really want to reread this book and tab it because there's so many scenes in this book that I wish I could go back and flip to and just reread because I just loved them so much. Highly recommend this book if you're really into fantasy, into vampires, into a lot of world building. Also pretty gory, so just forewarn you, very gory. The romance is not like heavy in this book, but it is there, and I really, really liked it. Okay, so this next book is a guilty pleasure. I mean, it's a book that I read reviews and literally either people love it or they hate it. It's really, there's not really in between. It's very simple in story. It's not super world building, but it's very character driven, and it's 90% of the book is pretty much on a boat or on a ship. And that's going to be Daughter of Pirate King by, what is it, Tricia Levenseller. I absolutely love this book. Love, love, love this book. This was a wonderful story. It was super fast paced. It was very quick, easy read. It's not a big book at all. It's going to be it is a duology. I really want to get the next one in hardcover. It's Daughter of the Siren Queen. I'm hoping to get it on my birthday. I plan on taking myself book shopping on my birthday. So I plan on getting it then, but I absolutely loved this book. It's very basic. It's just following a woman who's very Jack Sparrow-esque, and she gets herself caught on this pirate ship, and she plays kind of the woe is me, you know, I'm a princess and I'm so harmless, and oh, you captured me. But she's actually on that ship and got herself caught to find a map. And there is a little bit of romance. It's kind of semi-slow burn. I don't feel like it was very hot and heavy. I feel like it was very mild. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a good time. It's just a good time. It has a little bit of a twist at the end, or toward the middle part of the book, and you kind of get hints of it coming, but it is a little bit of a twist, and just really looking forward to reading the second book. And I loved it so much that I've actually already started rereading it and narrating it myself. So I'm really excited. I really love this book. That is why it's one of my top 5 for sure. So that's going to be it for my top 5 books and a couple runners up. I absolutely enjoyed most of the books that I read in 2021. I really didn't have very many that I either DNF'd or did not like. It was a great reading year. It really got me hooked and got me going. I guess maybe a side note, or not a side note, one runner-up series is the Nevermore series. That one's the one that actually got me into reading in summer, and I really enjoyed it. The next book should be coming out this year, and really looking forward to reading that. But that was a really great series that I enjoyed, and it's a middle grade series. But that's the 5 I talked about. Those are the main books that I think I overall loved the most and want to reread. And I'd love to hear what you guys like, what your favorite books of the year were. Please let me know in the comments. I really hope to hear from you guys, because I'm really excited to see what other people have liked. I've been watching videos on YouTube of people's top books. Just so curious as to what people really found to be their best books of the year. And I hope you guys have a great start to your new year. If you like this kind of video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.